Toyota just revealed that they're launching the all-new mini Land Cruiser, and it's about to kick the Suzuki Jimny to the back burner, but in reality, the entire market is going to feel the heat. With all the information we gathered on this, it appears the new Land Cruiser will have more power than its predecessors and is built on a sturdy platform. But the major question is, how much of this is actually real and not just a load of BS by Toyota? Well, we've got all the details, so let's get into it. It's no secret that we all expected the next Land Cruiser to come built on the existing Corolla Cross platform, but that may not be the case. Despite the similar dimensions, inside sources revealed that the new mini Land Cruiser will be built on a ladder frame chassis instead. This bad boy is getting a serious upgrade for the 2024 production, and we're here for it. This ride will share this iconic platform with other legendary Toyota models like the 4Runner, the J250, the Tacoma, and the GX alongside other top-tier Toyota models. It's like the new mini Land Cruiser finally got the invite to Toyota's A-Team, and boy will it be a sight to behold. If you've made it this far, then you're officially a Motor Lounge patron. So do us a favor by clicking that like and subscribe button so you don't miss out on all the latest car updates. This new Land Cruiser may come with a few surprises, but it stays true to that boxy look and bold lines that are simply just a nostalgic ride down memory lane to the 20 and 40 series Land Cruisers. But this ride is more than just a blast from the past. It's actually the most budget-friendly Land Cruiser Toyota has ever launched. Measuring around 4.5 meters in length, 1.8 meters wide, and over 1.8 meters high, this new mini Land Cruiser is as compact as it comes. And even though it's roughly the same dimensions as the famous Corolla, it packs more power and offers a smoother driving experience. With seemingly better driving performance, more luxurious design, and undoubtedly smoother handling prowess, this mini cruiser will definitely give the Suzuki Jimny a run for its money. Toyota did not explicitly make this comparison with the Jimny, but that's what we buyers are here for. And I can say personally that I'd rather cup one of these bad boys instead. We'll let you make up your mind while we give you the facts. Another interesting fact about this ride is that from what we've gathered, Toyota is keeping the actual name of this model under wraps. Some sources say there's no general name for it and that different markets and regions may very well get different nameplates. Now that would be fun to see. We've seen this before with a 250 series Land Cruiser. Most Americans may not know that in Europe and Australia. It's officially called the Prado. And while we've been calling it the Mini Cruiser, Toyota might just get creative and call it the FJ Cruiser instead. Well, we've come to that part where we dive into the realities of an upcoming car like this and talk about the potential pros and cons an SUV like this might come with. Performance. Sources have it that resting calmly under the hood of this ride is a 2TRFE straight 2.7-liter petrol engine. And if that sounds familiar, then you're right. It's the very same trusted engine that's been powering the Tacoma for years. A powerful 4-cylinder drivetrain that can push out up to 163 horsepower and a nice 181 pound-feet of torque. Toyota also leaves the transmission choices up to each buyer, with options being between a 6-speed manual or a 6-speed automatic transmission. We'll be honest, these numbers are not all that impressive for an SUV of this size and build, but there may still be hope for it yet. For a base model, these numbers aren't bad, and that's why it's been featured on the Tacoma, the Hux, and the Prado for years. This ride has some serious muscle, and we mean being able to haul as much as 3,500 pounds of load like it's nothing, all running on a fair 22 miles per gallon. There are rumors that different regions might get alternative powertrains depending on regulations and demand as well. Imagine this, a hybrid version of this ride, maybe even paired up with a diesel engine. However, sources inside Toyota have stated that although they were indeed such ambitious plans for a hybrid engine, they had to put the brakes on that idea. You might be asking, why on earth they would shelve a hybrid variant in 2024? Well, it's actually Toyota's own fault. It turns out the company was caught cheating on emissions tests for a number of its high-end models earlier this year, and as such, had to nip some of its ambitious ideas in the bud to address the scandal. But we don't expect Toyota to be down for long, and that hybrid engine will undoubtedly see the light of day. Picture this, a beautiful 2.4-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine paired up with a battery pack and an electric motor, all pushing out an outstanding 326 horsepower and a whopping 465 pound-feet of torque. That's more than twice the current output. It also doesn't hurt that it'll have better fuel economy than the TRF with an estimated EPA of 27 miles per gallon in the city and up to 28 miles per gallon on the highways. Imagine all that eco-friendly powertrain jammed into a compact SUV. Almost like downsizing the famous Land Cruiser 250, only with more raw power and agility than before. But even without the hybrid powertrain, this ride still outperforms the Suzuki Jimny, which offers just 100 horsepower and barely 95 pound-feet of torque. But Toyota isn't worried about outperforming just one car. They are gunning for every SUV in the off-road segment. Yep, you heard that right. They plan for this ride to be the ultimate off-roader, and they're putting everything in place, and much of that has to do with the design as well. Design. Despite the brand new platform and engine choice, this ride offers the same level of durability and functionality as its predecessors. Its size alone puts it squarely in competition with some of the best compact adventure vehicles in the market. But let's be honest, to truly stand apart from the rest, it has to offer more than we've come to expect, and that may be precisely what it delivers. Toyota has been making great strides with a reliable platform on the larger SUVs, and when you bring all that to a compact SUV like this one, you get a vehicle that isn't just sturdy but is more efficient and functional than its predecessors. This ride has insanely efficient off-road capability, and for a rather small SUV like this, there is very little it can't do. Rainy weather? Check. Muddy roads? Check. Rough, rocky terrains? Double check. If you're in the market for a real adventure companion, this car has all the bells and whistles to make any adventure worthwhile. One major aspect we do expect from SUVs like this is that they won't come with all the modern tech features that most cars are fitted with these days. And let's be real, we would be remiss to expect all that for a budget-friendly ride like this one after all. The interior may be simple, but we dare say its simplicity is part of what makes this car such a winner. It comes with a rather straightforward look with the essential dials and knobs needed to pilot an SUV. We may not get a central touchscreen, but instead, just a speed gauge cluster and some basic buttons scattered across the dashboard. Toyota is truly aiming for the raw simplicity, and they may be on track, as most buyers have expressed a need for fewer frills which turn out to be distracting, and only just serves to pad up the price tag. Of course, the overall cost plays a significant role in this ride's simplicity, but then again, we have no doubt Toyota will ensure it comes with just the right amount of features needed to give it the best driving experience you can get on a budget. So enough about what this car could offer, and let's talk about the more important stuff. Price, competition, and release date. When it comes to Toyota and release dates, things get to be quite annoying. For instance, we held out hope that we'd be getting this baby sometime last year, and here we are, still waiting. But before you lose all interest, the company has already stated November of this year to drop some much-needed launches and announcements in their lineup. So get your checks ready, because we might be seeing this bad boy in dealerships by early winter. And what a dreamy way it would be to start off the holidays. You might be asking if this ride will hit North American streets at the same time as the Asia and South American markets. Well, the thing is, Toyota is keeping that information under lock and key. But from what we've seen from the past trends in budget-friendly cars like this, is that North American markets will receive a debut much later, seeing as how these cheaper cars are targeted at low-income markets around the world. But there's also another angle, which is, since we might be getting different engines for different regions, North America might just get the same launch date as the rest of the world. Time to address the elephant in the room, and that is, how much will this ride cost? Well, sources estimate that it costs anywhere between $20,000 to $25,000 for this ride. That is still well within the budget-friendly category. We all know how these sneaky dealerships love to pad up the price when it eventually makes it to the showrooms. So in reality, for North America anyway, we could be looking at a price tag ranging from $30,000 and maybe all the way up to $40,000 for a base model. Regardless of the possible disparity in price, it still doesn't compare to the value a car like this delivers. You have to consider rivals like the 4Runner with a starting price of $40,000 to $50,000. Let's not even bring the J250 with prices up to $70,000, although it's much bigger and essentially more capable. So after all is said and done, do you think this ride could be a better alternative than the Suzuki Jimny? We're inclined to agree. It has a better engine, more off-road capabilities, and a much better design. But what do you think? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and we'll see you in the next video.